Yeah, thank you. Okay. Well, it's really me. Okay, so we are recording and we are broadcasting. Just trying to do like, how do you do? Okay, here we go. I wonder how you do side to side. How do you do? Like where you can get both meeting settings. All right, I guess. Do you know how to do it, Eli? Do you remember how to do the Zoom? Like where we're
What are you
equal?
trying to figure out?
Trying to figure out like where you and me are like equally sharing the screen instead of like me being up in the corner and you.
I know, that's weird. I don't.
Usually on the laptop you can do. It lets you do like, what do you call it? It lets you do like side by side.
That's what I see. Like right now, I'm seeing it side by side, but
Oh,
I don't.
you do?
Uh-huh.
Okay, maybe it's because I'm on the phone. Because usually, I guess the phone. Forget it, buddy. Because
Well, it's really weird. Like, so I see us side by side, but your side is not full screen, and my side is full screen. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
like
that's what we're trying to figure out.
Oh, I see. Okay. It's like yours is doing portraits at a landscape, kind of. But it's just short portrait.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. All right. As long as, I guess
I
when it records. What?
I see you. Like, move it more to the other side, like it just was. Right, like over far, just right there. That's perfect.
Okay. Okay. So that's how we're gonna have to do it. And then when you talk, I guess you're gonna be on the screen. So it like talk.
Okay.
All right. I see how it works. Okay, I have to manually do it then. It normally when you're doing it from a laptop, whoever is speaking, the speaker will take up the bigger screen and everybody else will be on the small one. So, okay, cool.
But this one will just stay side by side.
On yours, it will. Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I think it'll record like that, but just because I'm on a smaller screen, it's displaying. Are you screen recording it? No. It's Zoom that's recording it. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter. It's whatever device they're watching.
Right.
It'll automatically do it. So she's watching it on a computer, it's automatically.
Right. Yeah, it's cool.
Instead of.
Yeah. So what he said was what I thought. So he said that Zoom is just going to record it the way it's always going to record it. It's just that I'm on a smaller device, so it's going to minimize and make it so that like picture in picture. So I see, like I can see you in the big picture when you're talking, and I'm the smaller picture on your screen, right?
Yeah, but they're side by side. It's just, and yours isn't super small. It's just a little bit narrower than mine.
Okay, that's cool. Then that's it'll.
Try turning your phone. Try turning your phone around the other direction once.
Like that?
No, that made it worse.
Okay.
That made it. Oh, okay, that's better.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Hey man, it's just, I really don't do Zooms that much on my phone. I mean, I've done them on the phone, like when I call the meeting sometimes, I'll do it on Zoom. So, but okay, so let's start, and we're going to start with, okay, so welcome guys, Wendy and Joseph here. We are talking to you today about stem cells. What are stem cells? Why do we lose them as we age? And what is really so popular now, becoming more and more popular with activating those dormant stem cells? So maybe Wendy, you could kind of take us, what do stem cells do? Why do we even have stem cells?
Well, stem cells are there to all of our tissue needs, our tissues, our organs, everything in our bodies requires stem cells to regenerate and renew themselves. So if we don't have our stem cells, if we don't have healthy ones, or if they're dormant, or we don't, we lose as we get older, we have less of them, our bodies are not regenerating like they are meant to. So that is our purpose, to regenerate our tissue, to regenerate our organs.
Right. So what are people wanting to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for to get these injections, like these stem cell injections and aborted fetus, that are being used to inject aborted fetus stem cells? What is that whole thing?
Well, what it does is, if you have an injured joint, say, take for example, a lot of times it's the shoulder. I've heard a lot of people looking into stem cell therapy because of like a torn rotator cuff, or something damage in their shoulder. And what they can do is it's really expensive and painful, but they can inject stem cells that come from who knows where, different places. Like you said, some of them could be fetuses, but they inject stem cells, foreign stem cells, into your body, and then those stem cells start to repair and rebuild the joint. But we are talking about something far superior to that, where you can have your own stem cells regenerate and repair your tissue. You don't have to have anything foreign put in your body.
Okay, so let's get into that part of it then. So this is a whole new therapy. It's something that we tell people that uses light. But where does this light come from, Wendy?
This light comes from our own bodies. It's like an infrared light that emits from our body. And what happens is that when we put on one of these patches, it traps the light from our body, and it like, what do you call it? It
Reflects?
It reflects. Okay, so the light from our body reflects into these nanofibers. It's a nanofiber patch, and it reflects into those nanofibers, and then it, in return, it sends a signal to our brain to start renewing and activating these dormant stem cells. So we're making our own bodies do what they were meant to do. It stimulates our body to produce a copper peptide that in turn makes our stem cells reactivate.
So the copper peptide activates, stimulates our dormant, asleep stem cells to wake up and then start to do what they were doing when we were younger.
Exactly.
So if we, are in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and higher, depends on how little stem cells we have, we might feel amazing just because if we had very few stem cells, now all of a sudden the patches are activating a lot of these stem cells to start regenerating, and we're starting to feel younger, look younger. Is that kind of what is going on?
Exactly. We end up with more energy. We end up with where our bodies renew faster. Like if we get hurt, we repair faster. Even if you cut yourself, you can notice that you heal faster. And the effects are actually we can't even really list them all, because anything your body has an issue with, they can help with, because what they're doing is they're repairing the stem cells are the mother cells, and they turn around and those new stem cells will make daughter cells that will go to anywhere in our body that our body is lacking new cells.
Right. So then imagine, guys, if you are producing more and more stem cells, or waking up more and more stem cells, you're increasing energy and you're getting like amazing results. So the idea of stem cell therapy makes sense. It works. It's actually getting amazing results. What we're saying is, don't spend the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to do it, right? Is that
exactly? Yeah. Well, and it's expensive, it's painful, and it's localized. It's only in one area. These patches will repair our tissue and our organs wherever it's needed. It'll send a signal to our brain. Our brain will then go and make those stem cells reproduce wherever it is that they need to be, whether it's our heart or, you know, our brain. That's why it helps with emotional issues too, as far as like depression and anxiety, because if it's our brain that is needing the renewed stem cells, then that's where they'll repair.
I read that the brain utilizes, that stem cells affect the brain, like the brain is the hardest working organ in the whole body, right? It's always running. It never sleeps. When you're asleep, it's still running. It's still working.
Yes.
So the brain needs, that's where stem cells really would be utilized the most, one would think, because the brain is like the central computer, you know, it's like the motherboard for everything else running in your body, right? So as you age, like people that have dementia, you know, Alzheimer's, their brain starts to slow down and not work as effective and efficient. So what you're saying is these stem cells would reverse that.
Exactly. So, and like, for example, so when we are, see, it says here at age 30, that's when our stem cell level starts dropping. Like it's dropped to like 4 million. At age 50, it goes to 250 million. At age 60, 100 million. And at the age of 80, it drops down to 50 million. And when we were a teenager, they actually started at 100 trillion.
Wow.
So that explains why, you know, they're like, you know, people are older, got to be really careful and, you know, don't fall and get hurt, because it's harder to repair. It's harder to, our joints, nothing repairs the way it used to when we were kids. And this is the reason why. But we have something that will help us. You know, we have these patches that will make us heal like we did when we were a teenager, basically.
Yeah. So if you could see these guys, Wendy and I have quite a few patches on today. We've been wearing patches for a year, and what we're finding, guys, is that patches are affecting the different cells in our bodies to the degree where we actually have more energy. We actually sleep better like we did when we were younger. You know, like there's so many different things. Like we could sit here and talk for hours just with the effects, the results that we've gotten, but then so many other people that are feeling different results because what they lack, because each body is different, right? Some people have more cognitive increase. Some people feel more energy. Some people have more stamina. Some people have smoother skin. Some people just, you know, feel more vibrant. And then well-being, there are patches that will increase dopamine production. So you're in a more happy, well-being mood throughout the day. You know, stress doesn't affect you as much. So that's
why it's so hard for us to tell you exactly what we think, you know, what you will feel, because everybody feels something different, because everybody needs something different. Some people, the first thing they notice is better sleep, and some people it's more energy. Some people it's they're happier, you know, they're calmer and they don't feel depressed. And then some, like I have experienced the multiple, you know, benefits. So
same here. So really, guys, for the cost of a coffee, I mean, you're really getting to experience reversing and repairing your body in different ways that you wouldn't even know, because it uses light therapy. So we don't even feel how they're working, like in terms of like you don't feel anything out of the ordinary. You just feel good. You just feel better, right?
yeah, you feel better. I noticed it the first day. The first day I felt just calmer. That was actually the first thing I noticed. I just felt like a sense of calm, and then I slept amazing, and I had been having issues sleeping. Those are the first two things.
Now you said something today that I think you should kind of explain a little bit so they understand, but you mentioned something about the quality of food that we eat. So if we feed
so when you don't, this isn't something that you want to just like be like, okay, this is a fix it all, I'm going to put this patch on and I don't have to do anything else, because you can actually make it work better. Well, for one, drinking good quality water and drinking a lot of water when you wear the patches is very important. but also since this has to do with energy, like the energy in our body is what's reflecting into this patch, the nanofibers. So the more good energy we're putting into our body, like with the food we eat, because the foods we eat have different levels of actual energy. Like really healthy food has a more abundance of energy that comes from the earth. So the healthier the foods we're eating, the more of that energy we're putting in our body that can reflect back to the nanofibers in the patches. So it's like, you want to, take care, eat good while you're doing it, because you can actually make it work even better.
That's it, guys. You want to find out how you can start sampling these, go to wendyrichenergy.com, wendyrichenergy.com. I will put the link for you guys below this video, and really sample the patches and let us know feedback. Give us some feedback, because we want to hear, like what we always find that everybody has different. We had one person that each of her feet.
I was just going to say one person, yeah, she had pain in her feet. Yeah, that was so
You were
awesome.
thinking of the same thing?
I was just going to say that, how it was so cool. She decided to put them on the bottom of her feet, and she put one on each foot. And
That's crazy. That is crazy. You were thinking the same thing. Wow. That's wild. That's it, guys. So go to Wendy Rich Energy, sample those patches, and we will love to hear your feedback, love to hear your story. And, I have a few people too that just recently ordered some patches, and, we want to hear from you guys and, see how you're doing with them. So great.
Yes.
We will,
We're excited to hear your story. See,
We are.
I just had